Yes, this is a town square. Let's have a look at it from over 100 years ago. Notice them steps have gone. There were steps up to that loading bay. In a book it said, got a book about Old Great Harwood, it said it was to help the people climb onto the horses. And in this area there was a huge mill, the Britannia Mill, and that's where my great granddad's wife Jane worked. And this was built in its place in 1929, a dance hall. Oh, it's been resurfaced. There's some massive bloody bumps last time I came down here. So this is a war memorial park, and my great granddad's name is on the cenotaph. Doesn't mention Passchendaele, it's just in memoriam to the people that fell in the Great War. The war to end all wars. Must be joking. That's what annoys me. All this Brexit, with the rest of Europe treating us like we're arseholes. And yet we saved the bloody planet from Hitler and stood alone for 2 years before the Americans decided to join us. And I've said before, when you look at the history books, Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's dad, Edward Kennedy, wanted America to declare war on the British, saying we're a race of warmongers. And they thought Hitler was quite a nice chap and he was entitled to invade other countries that have pinched his land. Here's Woods WH. And you see William Henry Woods. What I've also found from that war records, there were battle reports. I tried to download them, but because they're all blocked because of the strict copyright, only one of them came through, and it was handwritten notes that the runners used to run into each other's, different regiments' trenches to give messages. And they sent a message back. Many of the men are dead or dying and badly injured. Please send this, please send that, please send reinforcements. But the most sickening aspect of it all was, I read up on Passchendaele, I think it was end of the film as well, that film that was on, very brutal, showing the hand-to-hand combat. And it said that when they finally did reach this mound of earth, a hill, the Germans just advanced on a mass advance a few weeks later and retook the ground. So all these people died for nothing, didn't they? Advancing towards the machine guns for nothing. There's a Rutter there, E. Rutter. My dad's side came from the Chorley area. This is all on my mum's side. William Henry Woods was my mum's granddad. Oh, they've got a special bench, that's nice. Hudson Margaret Parkinson, dedicated this bench in honour of William Henry Parkinson, East Lancashire Regiment, Accrington, Pals. 1st of July 1916, Battle of the Somme. Some other campaigns on the side, Malaya and Korea. Falklands, yeah, Brian Marsden. He was in year above me at junior school. He died. There was some argument about whether to have his name carved on. He was driving a tractor on board an aircraft carrier, towing a jet into position for takeoff. And the cable snapped and the tractor toppled over and crushed him. And some heard from the council said, well, he didn't die in action, his name's not going on. And his family campaign went to the newspapers and finally they relented and agreed to put his name on. Who Brian? Lives for the country. Glorious victory. Well, World War II was a glorious victory because we got shut of Hitler. What would it have been like if Hitler had won? All Europe would be bloody slaves, wouldn't they? Someone said, was it Nigel Farage or someone else, that if Hitler had won there'd be no immigration problems and no terrorism. Well, you can't look at it like that, can you? There's also a story about Blackpool. It said Hitler wanted to use Blackpool because of the tower as his northern base. I don't know, I hear a lot of stories. I don't know whether they're true or not. So there we are, poor Great Grandad, age 27, died on July 31st, 1917. 100 years on Monday. He had 2 kids because my grandmother was called Jessie, that was his daughter. Born July 18th, 1912, and he had a son, James, Jim. And my grandmother didn't get on with him, they didn't see each other for years and years. She had a bust-up with her mum, the widow, and my great-grandmother, Jane Elizabeth Woods. She later remarried, called Hanson. And my grandma didn't get on with her stepfather, and he had some big bust-up. I think it was because my grandma got pregnant with my mum in 1938, and there was a big scandal because in those days you just didn't do that sort of thing, did you? And he didn't speak from that day until well, my great grandmother died. See, the state of this road, I've resurfaced the top bit, but not this. My great grandmother died aged 94. In 1984 or 5, I forgot which. And my grandmother was 96, died in 2008. So there we are, that's my little tribute, if you can call it a tribute, to my great granddad. Died on the muddy battlefields of Passchendaele in France, advancing towards a wood, you know, a little forest on top of a hill. on the television I watch all those wartime documentaries, mainly First World War, and it said there's still thousands of tons of high explosive under the bloody battlefields, because we used to mine, didn't we? We used to use our mining skills to dig under the German lines. And explode the high explosive and blow the bloody Germans to kingdom come underneath the trenches and the command base. Boom! And the entire hillside had just exploded in a load of mud. And apparently it's still there. Loads of it. When the war ended, it didn't get round to blowing up quite a bit of the high explosive reserves. And it could go up at any minute, any moment. There's also something about French and Belgian farmers still find ordnance buried in the fields. It's showing this old farmer going out with his tractor with a big shovel on, you know, a big scoop on, putting the shells in the scoop so the blast, if they go off, blast forward. Scary stuff. I think if they go off when his tractor or a plough goes over them. That was a shocking thing. When my brother went over, they explained on this show at the Memorial Museum that when it said shrapnel, it wasn't a bits of shell casing. The shells were actually designed to maim people by being full of bloody lead balls. And they're designed to explode about 20 feet above the heads and shower everybody in lead balls. So there were actually shells full of little lead pellets. Shocking stuff.